on, everybody? It's JetsCentral coming back with another video, and in this one I wanted to preview the Week 7 matchup between the Minnesota Vikings at the New York Jets. Okay, and I want to start the video off by saying this. Alright, first and foremost, this will be the hardest opponent that the Jets have faced all year. Okay, it's going to be our toughest task. Why? Because the Vikings team, they're the real deal. They have the coaching staff in place, easily a top 5 coaching staff, Mike Zimmer and co. Great staff, great staff. Their their prized free agent acquisition, the quarterback, Kirk Cousins, is pretty much playing at an MVP caliber level. I think he has 12 touchdowns to, I believe, 3 interceptions with an over 70% completion percentage. The guy's doing it all. Okay, he's spreading the football around, getting guys involved. Rudolph, Stephon Diggs, Adam Thielen, who cannot be stopped, by the way. He's dominating this season. Adam Thielen, I think he actually just set a wide receiving record last week. The point is this Minnesota Vikings team, it's going to be a tough game. Okay, it's going to be a very, very tough game. And I know I might get some pushback and say, yo, they're what, 3-2-1. Okay, they're not 5-0. They're not on the Chiefs level. They're not on the Rams level. They're not on New England's level at all. But when you take a look at the games, they've played some tough opponents. This team, I picked them before the season to win the Super Bowl. Okay, so I still do believe that. I still think that this team is very, very talented. It doesn't have that many weak spots. Okay, it does not have many weak spots to say the least. So it begs the question: how can this New York Jets team, with a lesser coaching staff, with not as much talent, pull off the upset? It's why we all love football, because anybody can win on any given Sunday. The underdog, the worst team in the league, can beat the best team in the league. It's just all a matter of game planning. It's all a matter of hustle, effort, heart, all that stuff. So, do I think the New York Jets can win this game? I do believe so. I think us playing at home is going to play a huge part in it. Okay, I think if the fans pack the stadium in and they're loud and they're rowdy, and I have a feeling that it might be a pretty crazy game, because Kirk Cousins has been I don't want to say talking trash or dissing the Jets, but he's starting to kind of leak out some of the details of the contract and stuff like that, and why he preferred Minnesota over the Jets. And that's all well and good. That's fine. It all worked out because he's obviously playing well for the Vikings, and I'm sure the Vikings fans are happy that he chose them. And then the Jets got Sam Darnold. Okay, and Sam Darnold's looking really good so far. He's looking like he's going to be the quarterback here for a long time. I don't want to jinx anything, but that's how it's looking. And right now, it's looking like everything has kind of worked out for the best, in favor of, as far as both teams go. But looking at this game, I think the fans are going to have a big part in it. I really do believe that. And I think if Kirk Cousins struggles early on in this game, I think with the fans, with this Jets young defense, I feel as though they could rattle Cousins a little bit. And as crazy as that might sound, because, I'm sitting here saying, oh, Cousins, he's playing at an MVP caliber level. They're a Super Bowl contender. They're obviously really well coached. How can a guy in Kirk Cousins get rattled by a 3-3 team, a 3-3 New York Jet team? I think I just feel like I really do believe, in my heart of hearts, that this game, there's going to be a lot of passion. The Jets are going to lay it all down. They're going to lay it out all on the line, right? I just feel like this is one of those games where it's going to be like the Jets. They're going to have the mindset of, we're going up against the world. Everybody's picking the Vikings. They're saying that, we're not as talented as them, and this, that, the other thing. This Jets team, I think they're going to be playing pissed off. I think they're going to be wanting to make a statement, coming off 2 back-to-back wins, and that worries me a little bit, because the Jets, when was the last time you saw the Jets win 3 back-to-back-to-back very well-coached, very well-played games? It's been a long time. So history will tell you that the Vikings will win this game. But I do believe in this New York Jets team. Now, I will say, let's start to segue over to the X's and O's, if you will, or talk about how the matchups, right? The matchups. I think this matchup actually favors the Vikings in this sense. With Kirk Cousins, the passing game for the Vikings team, I think, you look at Trumaine Johnson, will he play? I don't know. Buster Screen, he might not play. Marcus May, he's going to be out for 3 to 4 weeks. So we're going to be down some guys, okay? Let's just call it how it is. We're going to be down some guys. We're going to need people to step up. Rashard Robinson, Darryl Roberts, 2 guys that I like, 2 guys that are young, athletic, I think have bright futures in the league. We're going to need guys to step up. Jamal Adams, I expect the president, Jamal Adams, to step up and be that vocal leader. I really do believe that this Jets team is going to need somebody Okay, they're going to need somebody calling the shots, keeping everybody motivated, being the leader of this defense, okay? Because this Vikings team, like I alluded to before, we haven't seen weapons like this. We haven't seen a quarterback like this so far through the season. So we're going to need our young guys to step up, right? The backup players, Doug Middleton, he's probably going to get the start free safety. Let's see what he can do. We can't have boneheaded mistakes. We have to capitalize on Minnesota's mistakes if they make any, right? Like, we had that dropped interception by Perry Nickerson last week against Andrew Luck. That's something we need to hang on to that football if that's this week, okay? We can't shoot ourselves in the foot. We cannot go into this game committing penalties, wasting timeouts, not knowing what to do, false starts, holding, delay of game. We can't have that stuff. We have to play a perfect game on the defense side of the football, perfect game on the offense side of the football, if we want to have a chance. If we want to have a chance in this game, we cannot expect to beat a team like this if we just commit 10 penalties, or if we drop an interception, or if we turn the ball over multiple times. We can't expect to win. We have to play a clean game. And I'm not necessarily saying play conservative or play super don't take any risks because we're not as talented and we have no chance. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that this Jets team, we can't shoot ourselves in the foot. We've seen it. We've seen this book. We've seen this movie before where the Jets we beat ourselves, whether it's through turnovers, penalties, clock management, poor coaching, whatever the case may be, just mistakes, and we beat ourselves and we lose the game, and that just can't happen. We cannot beat ourselves in this game if we want to have a shot. So let's talk about the X's and O's. How I think this New York Jets offense can consistently move the ball on this Vikings defense. How I think we could have success in this game. I think we need to chip away, okay? I don't necessarily... And Sam Darnold has been great at it these last few weeks. The chunk plays to Robbie Anderson. The chunk plays to Terrell Pryor. I think this game, the New York Jets, we need to chip away. We need to hold on to the football. We need a big day from Powell. We need a big day from Isaiah Crowell. We've got to hold on to the football. We've got to keep Cousins. We've got to keep Thielen, Diggs off the field and let them just kind of hang out and be out of sync, be out of rhythm, not really be in the flow of things. Because I feel like if this New York Jets team wins the time of possession battle, not necessarily by a huge margin, but just wins it by, I don't know, I want to say 8, 9, 10, 11 minutes, I think this Jets team has a very, very good opportunity to be able to put up points and keep the Vikings offensive firepower, just, keeping them at bay. So we got to control the clock. How do you do that? We have to establish the run game, win at the point of attack. And it sucks because the Vikings team, looking at it, they don't really have a weakness. This Vikings front seven, right, their defensive front is very, very talented. They're strong, they're physical, and they play smart as well. Mike Zimmer is a defensive guy. He really did a very nice job installing that playbook over there in Minnesota. So looking at this game, we've got to win in the trenches. And I know that might sound like a long shot, or it's just so much easier said than done, which it is, but we got to establish a run game, because if we could set Sam Darnold up in 3rd and 5s, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 2, as opposed to 3rd and 12, 3rd and 17, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 8, that will it'll benefit the New York Jets offense moving forward, okay? If we're always falling forward like we were against the Indianapolis Colts, like we never go backwards, we never take a crucial sack, or we're just never going backwards. We're always falling forwards. I feel even if the drives are ending in punts, if we're chewing clock and we're wasting time moving forward, winning the field position battle, winning that battle in special teams, pinning Minnesota back and starting our drives around the 35 to the 50, I think, again, even if we're punting the football, we're reading between the lines, we're winning the actual game, because I think that will just set the New York Jets up for success moving forward later on in the game. Might not have success early, but if we're starting the every possession with really good field position, eventually something's got to give. Okay, so on the defense side of the football. I expect the Vikings to move the ball on us. That's just like what, it's just obvious to think that way, because they have 2 stud wide receivers, they have a great offense, and we're the New York Jets we're just not as talented as them, okay? And we're dealing with some crucial injuries. Like I said before, Marcus May, Trumaine Johnson, Buster Skrine. We're going to have the young players out there that are going to need to step up. I do expect the Vikings to move the ball on us. So if Cousins goes out and has a day, 350 yards, 380 yards, I'm not going to be surprised. But here's the key. Bend but don't break. I want to see this Jets team play very good in the red zone, right? If we can just play that kind of New England Patriots style of defense where, the middle of the field is pretty much wide open. But once you get inside that 20, once you get inside that red zone, all of a sudden this defense goes from, talking about the Patriots here, it goes from a bottom 5, bottom 10 defense in the league to a top 3 defense. That could be a huge factor in this game. That could be very, very beneficial if we could just hold this Vikings team to field goals all day. We're going to have to put up points. We're going to have to chew clock on offense. But if the Minnesota Vikings, if they get down in the red zone, I'd rather take 6 as opposed to 14. Anybody in the world would say that. So we've got to play good red zone defense. I recall when the Jets played the Miami Dolphins, okay, Doug Middleton had a dropped interception in the back of the end zone. That's a play. If I'm Todd Bowles, I'm pulling Doug aside. This week during practice, I'm saying, Doug, Marcus isn't playing. If this play, if we have another situation like this, if you have another opportunity, whether it's an interception, whether it's a big hit, whatever the case may be, we've got to step up. We've got to make plays. When our numbers are called, when it's time for us to step up to the plate and get a hit, we've got to get a hit. We can't strike out, and we just can't shoot ourselves in the foot. So that's kind of, I guess, my advice on defense. I just expect this Vikings offense to throw the ball effectively on us because they're not really that good of a running team. I like Dalvin Cook. I like Latavius Murray, actually a lot, but they haven't had that much success at doing it. And I feel like the Jets are actually really good at stopping the run. So I expect a lot of empty sets, a lot of 3-wide scenarios, right? A lot of situations where Kirk Cousins will be in the shotgun. And I think, throughout the outside of the 20s, he's going to have some success on us. So if we could just play tight defense, bend but don't break, hold them in the field goals, I think we'll be okay. So it's going to be a great game. Really looking forward to it, and I want to see MetLife rocking, and I wish I could be up there for the game, because this game is definitely one of those games where I just really wish, I could just tell when I put the game on TV, I'm gonna feel the energy through the TV of just the positive vibes from the fans that are actually at the stadium supporting the team. So really wish I could be there. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section about this game and how you think the Jets could win. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and go Jets.